comparison. That's about it. Now, you got a pretty good setup, like I mentioned, but you can see a couple things that if you would drop the club out of your hands, your arms would almost drop back on your knees because you are a little too flat-footed as well, right? So I'd like you to just basically the best thing you could do is set the golf shaft angle first. So put the club head behind the ball, and then let the golf shaft be positioned a little bit flatter. So once you've established this angle, it's easier to tilt. If you got the club too raised up, you know what I mean, or you just put your feet down, you're not sure distance-wise that can fluctuate, right? So I'll get the club position. See how my club's just above my waist? Just keep that a little bit lower for you. And then just make sure you've got a good tilt from your hips forward, a little flex to your knees so you're in that athletic position as well. And as I mentioned to our gentleman beforehand, yourself included, you could actually raise up your chin out from your neck a little bit and still view the ball if you got better body angles, better balance, right? Other thing I mentioned is a few of your swings, your feet were quite wide. And if they're wider than your own shoulders, it's going to make it a little more difficult to shift weight, pivot, right? So, I know we think a strong position is standing like this, but we can't transfer body weight too well. So a little narrower stance and stay well balanced is going to be key for you. Everything else from grip, ball position, club face angle behind the ball, very good. We'll watch your takeaway now. You can see the club going back in a pretty direct path from the ball. But as you can see all the activity in your legs, see how my lower body is still quiet? Look how your knees are set spreading apart, right? So as you get to the top of your swing, because you're not that well balanced, the left knee goes out, the right leg locks, and the club shaft comes a little bit across the line a little bit. See how the club shaft is kind of approaching your back of your head? You'd like to have that club shaft stay at the target, right? So you can see where it is?
Yeah.
So now you're going to have to bring it down with your arms. Watch this. So you reroute the club, do a good job of it with your arms. You reflex the right knee, you clear your hip, and you extend the club head on through, and you turn forward. That's good if you're hitting lots of balls, like I said, right? But to do that all the time, it takes a lot of timing to do that. So the less moving parts to your swing, the better. As I mentioned, if you just focus on taking the club back and turning your core, your left shoulder and arms back in one piece, and keeping the legs a little quieter, less you need to do to get the club back to the ball. Just got to follow through and turn to your target. Right?